Drop it.
Anyone hit and need a lawyer?
Shit. About time your burnt ass woke up.
You okay, Johnny?
Yeah, aside from almost getting sent to the chair, I'm fucking great.
There's really no way to talk about Saints Row 2 without at least mentioning another small game first, so let's just get that out of the way right now. Saints Row 2 is not Grand Theft Auto 4. There, I said it. The production values of Saints Row are lower across the board. The cutscene direction is rougher, the graphics are not as polished, and it just doesn't have the same insane detail that the GTA series is known for. With that said, that's perfectly fine because Saints Row 2 is not trying to be Grand Theft Auto. Whereas GTA took a much more serious, Scorsese-like approach, Saints Row is completely over the top. For example, one of the side missions puts you on a flaming ATV, and you have to keep hitting people to add time to your dwindling clock. I don't know what your Friday nights are like, but flaming ATVs rarely show up in my life. At any rate, the complete zaniness is actually Saints Row's greatest strength. It found a niche, and it's exploiting it to its fullest effect. But this wouldn't mean much if the game itself sucked. Thankfully, that's not the case. The events take place directly after the first Saints Row, which had a rather explosive ending. You play the same character, but thanks to the modern wonders of plastic surgery, you can completely customize your look. The customization is very extensive. Face, clothes, etc., and you can even pick different accents, which is pretty impressive when you consider that all of the numerous lines of dialogue had to be recorded multiple times.
That's what I always say.
I ain't messing around this time.
From here on, you try to build up your gang to what it once was by terrorizing 45 neighborhoods and taking on a handful of rival gangs. That is to say, this is a good-sized game. It works how you expect an open-world game to work, so no surprise there. As a neat bonus, you can get perks for beating missions, things like health bonuses or a new fighting style. The gunplay is completely free aim with an over-the-shoulder view for more precise targeting. This aiming might be a little clunky for some people who are used to auto-aiming, but I didn't have much of a problem. And while it's functional, the melee combat is a little janky. The animations simply aren't fluid, so sometimes characters look like awkward teenagers trying to dance for the first time. The artificial intelligence demonstrates some behavior that regresses even further than that, as enemies will occasionally stand there totally unaware of your presence, despite you being 6 inches from their face. The game also has a few issues graphically. Cars have a habit of fading in and disappearing at weird moments, characters can get stuck in objects, there are aliasing issues, and there are still open world problems like buildings popping in and frame rates that dip every so often. Even still, the game does look good, just not great. The soundtrack is also very strong. There are 11 different radio stations, and it's a good mix of stuff, including genres like hip-hop, funk, and 80s music. Multiplayer is also a strong point for Saints Row. We've talked about this on the site before, but the entire story is available through co-op online play or through System Link. You can either work together or blow each other away in a couple of different modes. The standard multiplayer is open up to either 8 or 12 players, depending on the mode, and they're all fun. In fact, this entire game is just fun when you get down to it. It's well written, the voice acting is kept at a high quality, and the missions are enjoyable. It may not be Grand Theft Auto, but don't let that keep you away. There is more than enough reason for GTA's less serious, wacky nephew to deserve your attention. For the full written review, head over to IGN.com.